Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the McGravey Group. Today is Thursday, April 30th. Episode 1 was so much fun, we're going to do it again. And we do have people returning from the panel, and we also have some newbies. We have some new people that are decided to come on, which I am absolutely thrilled about. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to briefly introduce the panelists. These are all 8B civics students who have been doing intensive civics since September. We're continuing to do that remotely. And we're going to be talking about some political issues, not all political issues, but some political issues and some fun issues as we are all living through the COVID-19 crisis, remote learning, and all that other kind of stuff. So I'm going to introduce the panel. And if everyone, when I call on you, if you just want to unmic yourself and just say a quick hello to the audience. Kara is new. Kara, could you say hello?
Hey.
All right, cool. Kara's on good. McKenna, you are returning. Can you say hello?
Hi.
Hi, McKenna. All right, and Sean, you are returning. Can you say hello?
Hello.
All right, Sean. Joshita, you're returning. Could you say hello, please?
Hi.
All right, excellent. Maddie, you are returning. Could you say hello, please?
Hello, and also Patches is here again.
Oh, Patches is back. Patches is the 10th panelist on the McGravey Group. So Patches, very nice to see you. Okay, someone new, Fritz, could you say hello, please?
Hi, I'm Fritz.
All right, Fritz, awesome. Erica, welcome.
Hello.
All right, great. Christian, always the first to call in. Christian, how are you doing, bud?
Good, how are you?
Good. And rounding out the end, she was a good sport last week, good sport this week. Patricia, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Fantastic. First of all, it's so great to see all your faces. It's so great to see everyone. As I said last week, I really wish we were in C106 doing this. I really, really do. But unfortunately, we can't be there right now. So last week, we did a little curveball at the beginning. And the curveball was, what's the deal with students not hitting submit on Google Classroom? And you all gave us some pretty good rationale. So be honest, my assignment is not due until Monday. How many people here finished the civics assignment this week? Can you raise your hand? I believe that's 0. Oh, 1, 2, okay, cool. So I'm gonna throw a curveball here and anyone can chime in. The last section, which is activity 3 and 4, a lot of students are asking me questions. So I think you are all better communicators than I am. So I think you could do a pretty good job. If anyone's done the assignment, can you just go over what you did when you found 2 websites that supported your argument? You used the cart, you used the list, you ranked it, and you just went through that. Does anyone want to just briefly give us a play-by-play of how they did that? Anyone?
Sure.
Thank you. So Joshita, just elaborate on what you had to do.
So you had to find 2 websites that supported your views on the bill. Like if you were pro, then you'd find 2 websites that said we want the bill. If you were con, you'd find 2 websites that said no. And so I struggled a little bit at first because I went to the big names like CNN, Fox, and stuff like that. When I put it in, I got nothing. And so in the end, my dad suggested go to Google News and kind of track from there. And I was able to do that then. So it was much easier there.
And then you were able to kind of rate it in terms of very good, middling, and not so good. Were you able to rate both of them?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Anyone else want to chime in on that? Joshita, I think you did a great job. So students out there, if you're struggling with day 3 and day 4, check the videos that I do, check this video, and I thought Joshita did a great job kind of articulating that. Okay, that's the business. We're going to do that. We're done with that. Issue 1. What have you been up to this week? Just in 1 week. What's been fun? What's been lame? And let's just have some fun here. What has been ticking you off? All right, so you have an opportunity to vent. All right, so Kara, what have you been up to? What's been fun? What's been lame? And what is ticking you off, my friend?
Recently, I've been doing a lot of schoolwork and watching a lot of Netflix. as a teenager does.
Mhm.
And I've taken up playing this game called Jackbox with a few of my online friends, which is a game where it's just a game where like you input different things and it's funny. Something that's ticked me off though is my mom went to Richdale's, which is right up the street from me, and my mom's been sewing masks. And the lady behind the counter wasn't wearing a mask. And my mom's like, "Hey, do you want one? I make them." And she goes, "I don't believe in wearing masks." And that was infuriating.
So, Kara, last time I checked, I thought there was in my friend Chris Maroon, big shout out to Butcher Boy. Butcher Boy meat can't be beat. All right, I had to give him a plug there. They have to wear masks. I thought it was a town order that you had to wear masks everywhere.
Apparently not at Richdale's.
All right, well, to the people of Richdale, I hope, if you see this,
Wear your masks.
your employees have some explaining to do. Kara, thanks for bringing that in. That was a very interesting point, but very unfortunate. McKenna, what have you been up to? What's been fun? What's been lame? What has been ticking you off?
Okay, so this week I actually did a lot of stuff. My pool got opened on Saturday, so my sister kind of asked me to go in like 2 days ago. She's like, "Let's go in the pool." It was 50 degrees in the pool. It was not pleasant, but I went in. And then I've also been like doing a lot of writing and schoolwork, which has been fun.
Okay.
But the thing that's ticked me off was my sister decided to play a board game with her family last night, and it kept me up till midnight to the point where I was like trying to fall asleep at the table because I wanted to go to bed, but I had to stay up. But no.
Wow, so that reminds me of my household. My TV is right near Xander's room, and when we're too loud and Xander doesn't get his sleep, he gets really, really mad. That could tick you off in the house, and it's quite easy to tick anyone off. We're living in such close quarters. Okay, great. Thank you, McKenna. Sean, my friend, what have you been up to? What's been good? What's been fun? What's been lame? What's been ticking you off, buddy?
Well, the thing that's been ticking me off is all this rain for like the past few days. I don't really get to go outside as much when there's all this rain. But I like my bike rides. I don't really mind schoolwork, so that's good.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you, Sean, very much. I appreciate that. Okay, Joshita, tell us a little bit about, those three questions.
So it's been like a relatively like easy week for me. Like it's been pretty quiet. I've been able to get more like schoolwork done and more dance and music practice. And something that's ticked me is like whenever I go on the TV, like it's just so boring now. Like I can't find anything to watch since I like literally watched everything I could. So I was like, okay, either you can watch a rerun or some boring movie that like for a fact you won't like.
Okay, that's good. I think people saw the meme or something on social media that says, I finally watched Netflix. Like you've watched everything on Netflix. So Joshita, you're kind of living that meme right there. All right, thank you. Maddie, you're back. Glad to see you. Let's hear from you.
So it's been pretty good this week. I've been trying to go outside, but again with the rain, it's been hard. But yesterday was pretty sunny, and so I was able to go outside for a lot of it. And schoolwork hasn't been bad, and I've just been doing like a lot of crafts and doing stuff to try to keep me occupied because I don't know what to do at this point. But nothing's really been taking me off. Last week was a bit of a different story, but
all right, you're in a good place this week. Excellent. Thank you, Maddie. So Erica, welcome to the panel. I'm so thrilled you're here. Erica, first of all, the room is pretty cool. It looks like a dressing room in the back there.
Thank you.
That's pretty cool with the lights. So Erica, take us through your week.
So I've been doing a lot of online classes, which has been fun. And I've been playing with my dog. I've been getting outside as much as I can and watching a lot of YouTube and Netflix.
And you got your dog, what, about a month and a half ago or something like that?
About a month or two ago. So yeah,
And what kind of dog
she's
is it again?
crazy. She's a Maltese puppy. So
Excellent. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's good.
try to
Well,
find
it's a good time to be. It's a good time to be a puppy because all the family are home and getting attention. So that's one positive.
Yeah, this is
Thank you,
Pippa.
Erica. Welcome, Christian, Mr. Old Reliable. How you doing? What's been going on?
Well, I went for a 6-mile bike ride yesterday with my brother. But schoolwork hasn't been too bad, and yeah, the rain's just been ticking me off as well. It's just
And I was so focused on getting the issues in, we skipped over panelist number 6. I don't know how you could ever forget this guy. Fritz, I apologize. This will not happen again. Fritz, those 3 questions, please.
okay. Yeah. So something that's been really fun. I've been playing a lot of video games, probably too much, but I've also run into the same problem where like you've watched everything on Netflix. Like I don't know. So yeah, I've been doing some cooking as well, which is pretty nice. But something that's been like really annoying me is that I don't have a lock for my door, so people just randomly come in, and it's so annoying.
Okay, yeah, that would be annoying. That would definitely be annoying with people invading your space like that. All right, great, Fritz. Thank you so much, and welcome to the panel. Rounding it out, good old Patricia. Tell us about your week, my friend.
I mean, it's a pretty productive week for me. I've been doing schoolwork, obviously, and I've been cleaning my room, actually. It's a surprising thing, I know. And
looks clean.
Yes, and something that's been ticking me off, it's my siblings, because they're both like younger than me and immature sometimes.
So yeah, and you can't get away from them.
I can't get away from them.
All right. Well, all right. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're going to go to issue number 2, which is a little more civic-centered. Governor Charlie Baker did something obviously last week. He dropped, the news that we would not be going back to school, remote learning for the rest of the year. And he dropped another one a couple of days ago, extending the stay-at-home order to May 18th. So obviously, if your parents are non-essential workers, they're staying home and working. You're all staying home, and if you're essential, like a nurse or someone that has to go somewhere, you have to go to work. So I just want you to give me your honest opinion. What did you think of this? So we're going to start out with Kara. What do you think of the extension until May 18th?
Well, I think that the extension should not have just gone to May 18th. I think it should have gone longer. This is obviously not going to lighten up in the time span that they think it's going to. So there's just no point in getting people's hopes up. Like, for the thing with school, we all knew the bomb was going to drop, so I didn't know why they didn't just do it right off the bat like certain states did. And I just think that they should keep pushing it and not just extending it by weeks because of just, like, how this thing's going to lighten up.
Thank you very much, Kara. That was great. That was awesome. Thank you. Okay, Miss McKenna, how do you feel about this extension of the stay-at-home order? What's your opinion?
Personally, I wish that we could get out and see each other again, but I understand that we shouldn't go out and that the extension's a good thing. I also think that contrast to Kara, he should be waiting and seeing, because if you just extend it by large amounts, what happens if it does lighten up in that time and then you're just stuck at home and there is no problem?
Very good. Great, McKenna. Thank you so much. Okay. So just first of all, to the audience at home, the deal in my class back in C106 and here is we always have disagreements with one another. All right. We always do. We always do it in a respectful way. Civic discourse is something that everyone practices in this class. And McKenna would be a great example of respectfully disagreeing with Kara. And Kara, on the other end, obviously, allowing this to happen and not getting agitated. So I thank you both for modeling that. Very, very cool. All right, Sean, my friend, you were kind of the differing opinion last week, which was kind of cool to have that. So I'm not going to guess what you're going to say, but Sean, the extension, what do you think, bud?
I'm for it for now, but once May 18th, it should be over. We should all go back. It shouldn't be a further extension. It should be like lessering of the extension till then, because the only reason we shut down was two reasons, and one of them was because we didn't want to overwhelm the healthcare crisis. The second one was because we want to wait till we get a vaccine. We obviously know that another vaccine won't come out for years now. Like they estimate 18 months, right? So we can't quarantine for that long because millions of people will go unemployed. And we can't, we're not overwhelming the healthcare system. In New York City, they got a whole yacht for people, and it's completely vacant. They opened up a whole other hospital, and that hospital is completely vacant. So we're not overwhelming the healthcare system.
Thank you, Sean. And Sean, you're also thinking of the economy as well. So I appreciate you bringing in that lens of finances. So thank you, Sean. Okay. Joshitha, how do you feel about this extension?
So personally, I'm like McKenna. I don't really like it since it like means like, okay, more stuck at home. We don't really know when this is exactly gonna lighten up. But I also feel like since my dad, like he's been working from home a lot more. He's gotten a lot more work. So it's just been putting a lot more pressure than we would have without the thing. So I feel like we should like definitely like after the 18th, we should slowly let people back in. So like one by one, like we could divide into different groups and be like, okay, the people with these types of jobs would go back to work, and then after a certain time, then like other types to like slowly reopen the economy and help others.
Joshitha, I like that. Just easing it in phases. Don't do it all at once, but easing it in. Thank you very, very much. Great. Okay, I'm not going to. Maddie, could you please tell us how you're feeling about this extension, please?
I think it was definitely the right decision to be made because the virus isn't slowing down and it's still spreading, and we need to try to like as we said last week, flatten the curve. And even if, as Sean said, in New York they have open hospitals, in other places there might not be as many open hospitals. And I agree with Shojita that I think that after it, we should slowly start easing back into daily life. But I think it was definitely the right decision for now.
Great. Thank you very much. Fritz, we're not going to skip you this time, buddy. Let's hear what you have to say.
Okay. So I think that it was probably the right play because if you think about like if we just compare it to other diseases that have happened in the past, like I know this one isn't as severe, but like they've lasted like really long times because people didn't self-quarantine. So I think if we like quarantine will be better. And also like for the financial point, we issued like 2 trillion into helping people. And like our like whole income as a country for like a year, it's probably not 2 trillion. So I think we could probably like we're such a rich country, we could probably afford a full government shutdown for like a year if we had to. So I think doing a shutdown for like a few months, let this blow over, is probably a really good idea.
Thank you, Fritz. So Fritz and Sean, we're all talking about finances. Yesterday, I had the privilege of interviewing Senate Minority Leader Bruce Tarr, who many of you have met. And I'm going to put that obviously on Google Classroom next week. But the one thing that he said to me, and it kind of blew my mind, was not only are we giving this money out to people to help them, which is deserved, but money is not coming in. You know, some people aren't paying their taxes. Some people aren't doing these things. So not only are we borrowing money, which is putting us in debt, we're not getting money coming in. So that reality that you touched upon, Fritz, I think is very, very relevant to the argument. So thanks for bringing up that talking point, Fritz. That was great. Erica, my friend, how do you feel about the extension?
I feel like this was the right move to do because we don't want any more people than getting sick than are already infected, because it's such a quickly spreading virus and the majority of people are asymptomatic. So the more people self-quarantine, the better, because we want to, again, flatten the curve so this doesn't continue and we can have the summer that we've planned.
Very well said. Thank you. Christian, how are you feeling about the extension?
Yeah, like Erica said, I think it was the right move because we gotta flatten the curve, and by people self-quarantining more, like it'll be quicker until we're back to normal.
Okay, great. Thank you. And Patricia, last word on this issue. How do you feel about the extension of the stay-at-home order from Governor Baker?
I think that it was the necessary move, but after May 18th, like others have said, you have to like open up the economy slowly but surely because soon we might like go into like another Great Depression if we continue this.
Another referencing the Great Depression before World War II. Thank you very much, Patricia. That was good dropping a little history on that. So we're going on almost 15 minutes now, which is great. So last week, I dropped an issue because I just want to keep this to 30 minutes. So the issue that I'm going to drop is something that you've gotten into because I think a lot of you touched upon that in the first question. So we're ready to move on. So this next question, issue number 4, is very, very emotional for some of you. It's emotional for me, and that is, I think everyone knows as 8th graders, spending 3 years at NAMS, the month of June is a celebration. We don't need to talk about the celebration to bum us all out, but we're making the assumption that many of these things aren't going to be in place. So if the superintendent of schools, Dr. Gilligan, or our leader, Mr. Gonsalves, the principal, was here, what suggestions would you give them for 8th grade end of the year activities and celebrations, whether it's virtual, whether it's a postponement, or whether it's an alternative setting? And if you want to pass on this one, that's totally cool. But I'm going to definitely share this anonymously with the leaders in North Andover because I think they're thinking about this right now. And we had talked about that last week. I think Sean had asked about that question, which is very, very important. It's huge for you, it's huge for me, it's huge for your parents. So Kara, any suggestions, any thoughts?
Well, I actually did email Mr. Gonsalves and suggested that we do a car parade like people are doing for birthdays. And we could like parade around NAMS and it could just be a celebration via that way. And it would just be a good way to go out with the rest of the class because a lot of us aren't going to be able to see other people. So being able to actually see them kind of in person would be very, very nice.
So Kara, I love that idea. If I could just ask a follow-up question. The moving on ceremonies that we normally have in June is we have an 8A, an 8B, and an 8C. Would you suggest maybe having 3 caravans so we don't have one caravan of cars? Would that be something, or would you want the whole 8th grade?
I think we should do it 8B, 8C, 8A, just because of just logistics and how many cars would probably end up showing up.
Did Mr. Gonsalves email you back?
Yes, he said he liked the idea.
Very cool. Very, very cool, Kara. That's awesome. Okay. So McKenna, do you have any thoughts about alternatives? I'm sure you're thinking about this too.
I actually had a few thoughts. So first, we could probably do graduation on a Zoom, like, or Google Meets, because it's just like, and we could get everyone together again just so we could all like see what happens. But I do like Kara's idea of having a caravan. And I also think for like some of the end of the year things like Canopy and the boat party, we could maybe like put them off like and reschedule them or see if we could reschedule them if it's possible.
McKenna, that is an awesome idea. And McKenna, you talking about rescheduling made me think that Canopy Lake in the past couple of years has a huge fall opening. So it's always open in the fall. It's open all the way till October 31st. So McKenna, that's a really cool idea because it might be open, let's say it normally can't open until August or whatever. That gives you a few more months to play with. Very well thought out, McKenna. I like that. Okay, Sean, my friend, have you been thinking about this?
Yes. I basically agree with McKenna. Yeah, I think we should postpone 8th grade graduation or have like a mini graduation before, like Kara said, like a carpool or whatever, car drive around, right? And then like when it comes time to like late summer, we can actually have an actual graduation.
Okay,
and then
great.
we could redo all those other field trips.
Excellent. And even coming back to the school for the fall and doing that as well wouldn't necessarily be a be a bad idea. So thank you, Sean. You guys are really thinking outside the box. Joshitha, have you been thinking about this?
Yeah, so Kara first told us a while ago about like the whole car parade thing, and I really agreed with that. So I totally also agree that we should postpone like graduation ceremonies, like the things that we would normally do, so we could also experience them and like not like risk our health at the same time. So having in late summer would be pretty cool.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Maddie, what are you thinking?
I am basically thinking the same as like McKenna, and I really like Kara's idea of the car parade, but I'm thinking that maybe we could postpone some of those other events to, instead of being at the end of 8th grade, to being at the beginning of freshman year of high school and moving it that way.
Great. And that's kind of a cool idea that even having it at the high school might that auditorium is a lot bigger than the performance center. So maybe, I mean, going back in time, I'm a lot older than you, but when I went to NAMS, and even my first year teaching in 1997, we had the moving on graduation at night at the high school, the whole 8th grade. So that's something to even think about. So these are all great ideas that I'm kind of jotting down, and I'll pass it on to the powers that be, to the people that make the big bucks. Thank you, Maddie. Fritz, my friend, is this on your radar?
Yes, I actually have thought about it. Okay, so I have a pretty cool idea. I don't know how like possible or realistic it is, but I think they should like hold a fundraiser so that they can make like a Minecraft account for all of the 8th graders.
All right.
And we have like a Minecraft graduation.
Oh, wow.
And like get diamonds.
So would all of you be characters in the game? Like there would be a version of each of you?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. I don't know. That would be quite a fundraiser, but who knows? Maybe the people at Minecraft would Fritz, maybe you could reach out to the people at Minecraft. Maybe in this tragedy, in this pandemic, maybe they might do it for free.
That could be our Civics in Action project.
All right. Well, my people will call your people, Fritz. I like the way you think. That was a very, very cool idea. What happens, Fritz, if people aren't into Minecraft? What happens there? They're just going to go with it?
I'm not sure.
Well, you got a reaction from the panelists. I saw a lot of thumbs up and a lot of movement. So if they're the pulse of NAMS, that might not necessarily be a bad thing. So Fritz, always thinking outside the box, bud. Erica, what are you thinking?
Well, I don't think much can beat Fritz's idea, but I think we could do some sort of either Zoom or Google virtual graduation. And maybe if it's safe, we can reschedule our field trips and events for the fall.
Okay, great. Excellent. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Christian, have you been thinking about this? You're a pretty social guy, so what do you think?
Kind of. Like my mom and I were kind of like talking about this. Like we were saying how like we could do like the drive, like a carpool thing, like, and just like kind of like wave to all our teachers, like, and go past the middle school or whatever. And for like graduation, like pretty much everyone else said, like have like a virtual one, and then they could maybe like mail us our diplomas.
Okay, keep it safe, keep it clean.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really, really cool. If we were a smaller 8th grade, we could even do like every homeroom could have a float, but we have so many people and with social distancing. But I like that parade idea a lot. I really do. Minecraft is pretty awesome too.
Yeah.
Okay, Patricia, what are you thinking?
So I really like Fritz's idea. That's a 10 out of 10 in my book. I think we'll probably do like a virtual graduation. That I think that most of us will glitch out because it's a lot of people in like one meeting.
Great. Thank you very much, Patricia. So go ahead.
I think I just realized, so for a virtual thing, I think Facebook, they're doing a thing where they have like Oprah and like a bunch of other celebrities and doing like, but it's only for high schoolers, so I have no idea they do it for 8th graders.
Why not? Yeah, that's a great idea, Joshita. That's really, really cool. To think about that, some kind of live event on YouTube or Facebook. That's a really, really cool thing. Okay, so we're winding down because we're at 22, 23 minutes. My last issue, and none of us can predict the future, but I thought it would be fun if we did this. Based on what you know and what you're thinking and what you're learning about, make a prediction. October 30th, 2020, right before Halloween, where will we be in 6 months in the United States, in North Andover, Massachusetts? Make a prediction, and if you don't want to make a prediction, if it's too freaky for you, you can take a pass. So, Kara, would you like to make a prediction?
Sure. I personally predict that in 6 months that we will have improved on this, but not by much. I still think we're not going to be back to 110% like what we're doing as per usual, but we will be back to some sort of regulation and normality, which would be preferable for people's like emotions, but we still need to favor health right now, and I think that's where we're going to be in like 6 months.
Thank you, Kara. Thank you very, very much. McKenna, where do you see us in 6 months?
I think there's like definitely two possible outcomes, which is one, we're still like they've decided not to open the government back up and they've left us in quarantine. And then there's the other one where we're improving, like Kara said, and there is a vaccine in the works, which there are now, like many. And there are some that are shown to be like improving. And eventually we're going to have to make the decision to lose a few lives to save our economy and save hundreds of others. But I don't know if we will make that in the next 6 months.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Sean, do you want to tell us what you think is going to be going on in 6 months, my friend?
I think in the next 6 months, the best country that will be dealing with this coronavirus pandemic will probably be Sweden, because they're 2 weeks away from herd immunity. And so they won't really have a big up in the fall. But the thing about us is we'll have to reopen the economy then, and then either we'll have to like slow it down in the fall or like completely shut it down. But their only thing is that I think it was the UN, they estimated out of the UN that this whole global shutdown possibly put 130 million people on the brink of starvation. So you have to weigh the scales and see, well, do you want those people to die, or do you want people to die from coronavirus, which is more deadly in the end?
Thank you, Sean. Thank you very, very much. Very great commentary, as always, as a panelist. Okay, Joshita, do you want to make a little prediction?
Yeah. So I think things would have improved, but not by much. Like by then we'd because right now everything's a little iffy because the people doctors are releasing there are some new symptoms of corona. We still don't really know how it's spreading. So by then, within I think we'd understand the science behind how COVID-19 is spreading a lot more, and then we probably won't fully reopen the economy by then. And it'd still be a little more controlled, but in the end we understand everything better. So in the fall, if we have to go through a shutdown again, we can be oh, we now know what to do, we can do this and this, and then we kind of have experience, so it won't be.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, so Maddie, I'd love to hear what your thinking on this topic is.
I'm thinking kind of similarly. I think that we'll definitely probably be out of quarantine and trying to recover and work as a country to fix all of these issues that have come up because of this virus. But I think, like Shoshita said, that I hope at least this will be a learning experience for the government to show how underprepared we are for these kind of emergencies, and hopefully that we'll be working on more ways to protect in case there is another one.
Great discussion about being proactive and learning from your mistakes and reflecting and moving forward. Maddie, I really like that attitude a lot. Fritz, my friend, besides besides, I don't know, is there a future involving Minecraft in some way, or no? Seriously, what's your future?
Okay. Well, I think that in the next few, or like in October, I think they're probably gonna have a test that'll come out to see if you've already had it, and like if you have an immunity to it. So then, like the people who have immunity, they can just like resume normal life and like walk around and stuff. But then people who haven't been immune yet kind of have to just like wait, and they get like kind of like a break, like a free ride while the rest of the people try to make sure our economy doesn't completely die, and we can kind of like hold up our economy for the people who haven't gotten it yet. I don't know. I feel like that could be something.
Cool, Fritz. Thank you very much. Erica, any predictions for October?
This is way too far in the future. I think you're gonna pass because like no one really knows what's gonna happen. It's so unpredictable.
Okay, well, Erica, I'll ask you a follow-up.
Okay.
If that's okay. What do you think about July? Do you think there's going to be summer recreation, or is that going to go out the window?
I don't think well, I have a feeling it's gonna go away by like June-ish, and then it's gonna come back again in the fall when flu season starts to come around. We're gonna have to go through this all again in the fall.
Great. Thanks for rolling with my backup question. Christian, where do you see ourselves in the fall? Right before Halloween, buddy.
I think we'll be the same as how we are now. I don't honestly think we're gonna get back to normal by October, because they're saying that once this first round's over, they're saying that there's gonna be another round of it, and that this is just the beginning.
Okay, thank you. And Patricia, what do you think about the fall?
Obviously it probably will improve because it won't be like all of us will be quarantined. It'll be less people who are like more new cases of corona. But obviously we won't be back to our new normal. It's just going to be like we'd stay far away from each other still, most likely by October.
Right. Okay, so we're going on half an hour, but what I like to do to the end of the show is I like to give you all an opportunity to give a shout out to anyone, a family member, people in general, anyone that you would like. I'm going to start by putting someone on the spot. This isn't really like a shout out, but this is putting someone on the spot. She's going to love this. So I'm going to give a shout out to my friend, Miss Juliet Darman. So Miss Darman, what I'm thinking is you live in North Andover. You have a house right next to a park. Why can't we have the 8B graduation party at your house? Darman House Party. I think that would be amazing. You know, you maybe wouldn't have people go into the house, but maybe you have the park and we have tents and things like that. We have a kitchen there. Miss Darman is going to absolutely hate me for this, and she's probably not going to speak to me. But you know, I just think of that, Miss Darman. I think you would save the day. You would save the day. So Miss Darman's not going to love this, but I will make sure she gets the message. I'm not very hopeful about the outcome, but I'm going to go in reverse order just to kind of mix it up a little bit. So Patricia, any shout outs you'd like to give anyone?
Thank you to all the essential workers again, because you're putting your lives at risk every day by going out to do your job. And I'm going to say thank you to like my dad, because he still has to work, and yeah.
Very nice. Very, very nice, Patricia. Couldn't have said it better myself. Christian, shout out.
Yeah, shout out to all like the medical workers, and I know some firefighters in town who have the virus, so shout out to like all the fire departments and police departments.
Excellent. Thank you. Erica, would you like to give any shout outs to anyone?
Yeah, again, to all the essential workers, thank you for everything that you're doing. And shout out to my friends over at the Seacoast Rep they've switched over to an entirely online entertainment system where they are live streaming almost every night of the week. Entertainment for everyone.
Erica, you can give them a total plug right now. You want to give a plug to them and how people can access that?
Yes, go to their website, seacoastrep.org. They will have their link to their 24-hour radio system, their website, their Patreon, all that. So go check them out.
Excellent, Erica. That was really, really nice. I'm sure they appreciate that. Fritz, my friend, what's going on? Get a shout out?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out to Minecraft for providing free accounts for all of us to have our graduation on. Yeah.
So Fritz, I don't know once I get this YouTube post, maybe you're gonna have it. Maybe you can try to drop it in some places, and maybe the powers that be will hear them. It's funny, my sons watch these Minecraft shows where the creator and some of the people that are the creative directors. I don't know if you've ever seen those, Fritz, where they do like when they drop new messages and they drop new products. I don't know if maybe they could see that, and that would be a really cool thing to do. Maddie, any shout outs?
Yes, I would like to again shout out all the essential workers who are out there working while we're able to stay home and be safe. And also, again, shout out to Bangladesh because it's really insane what's happening there, and also India because of their economical state, it's insane what's happening there and how they are trying to fight the virus when they have so little resources. So, shout out to them.
Thanks for bringing a global perspective to this show, Maddie. I really, really appreciate that. That is fantastic. Joshitha, any shout outs that you'd like to do?
Yeah, totally. So to shout out to essential workers for be willing to like go out every day not knowing what could happen to them, and a shout out to doctors and nurses who are putting in overtime and just to make sure that they can like kind of contain it and help all the people that they can.
Excellent. Great. Excellent. Sean, any shout outs to anyone in particular, my friend?
First, I'd like to make a suggestion to Fritz that instead of having field day on instead of having field day outside, we should have it on Minecraft on like a PvP server. And second is I'd like to shout out all the essential workers and my family for dealing with me.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Okay, McKenna, any shout outs, my friend?
Yeah, I would like to shout out all the essential workers like everyone else. My aunt again, because she's still working and putting in a lot of time. And then the teachers and the students, because we're all working like really hard to like conform to this new normality. Like, and you guys are working really hard as teachers to provide stuff for us students. And I would also like to shout out my family for dealing with me, like Sean, because I'm crazy.
Before we get to Kara, who's going to round this out, I also want to give a shout out again to students. Any feedback, both positive and negative. Some of the changes that I've made in my class are a result of student feedback, and they are giving me feedback respectfully, and it's a win-win because they're getting things better and my class is being better. So thank you to those students giving me feedback. All right, Kara, shout out. It's not the people at Richdale probably, so.
Definitely not the people at Richdale. Shout out to all those essential workers out there that are putting their life on the line for the better of all of us. Also, shout out to Erica's dog because she's my best friend and I miss her so much.
Wow, great. Well, someone wants to come on. He wants to make a return appearance. When Fritz said the word Minecraft, his eyes lit up. Live from Melrose, Massachusetts. If I could have Xander McGravey come over here.
Hello.
All right, so can we see you? So Xander, tell everyone, what do you think of Fritz's idea of instead of them having graduation, have a virtual one on Minecraft? What do you think of that?
Really good.
And why do you like that idea?
Because you can build whatever.
Tell the camera.
You can build whatever.
So you could build whatever for all the characters and things like that. And how do you think it would be with having everyone have their own character? Would that be hard or would that be?
But everyone has their own character when they make an account.
Anyone makes their character already. All right, great. You want to say anything to anyone? Say hello to any of your friends or anything?
No.
All right, thank you, buddy. All right, well, this episode 2 is clocking in at almost 40 minutes. I want to thank all my panelists. I think this is just an amazing group. Hopefully we'll have some more new faces. Next week, we'll definitely do an episode 3. So on behalf of the panelists and AB, bye-bye.